What is up, YouTube? Topher Peterson here again with episode 10 of Misadventures in Startups. This is like the third time I've tried to shoot this. I had like a pretty good episode that I thought I just shot like a second ago, and I don't know. Maybe I didn't hit the record button. I don't know. I'm gonna feel really dumb. But this is like take number 3. So if I leave stuff out, whatever. Alright, so on this episode, sorry, I'm really bummed. I just shot this whole thing. Alright, okay, I'm going to rewind. So, on this episode, what I wanted to cover was week 2 of Startup School 2019. Every week you do a group session with other startups, so it's kind of like an office hours. But it's all virtual. It's through a video call through the YC software. I wanted to screencast the thing. I thought it would be cool just to document a thing. Since I don't really have any subscribers, I didn't feel it was a big deal. I just wasn't going to tell anybody. So that was kind of my game plan going into this episode. I wanted to document like the actual, what do you call it, group session or whatnot. This is my fancy laptop, my Xiaomi. I wanted to log in with this laptop and screencast with my OBS software. It works really well. However, I was having some problems with the Wi-Fi on my laptop for whatever reason in my room. I have trouble with this thing. So I used the old trusty Chromebook. However, you can't use OBS software. So I tried out this new thing called Screencastify. It's an extension that you can use on a Chromebook to screencast. However, like 2 minutes in or something like that, or 10 minutes in or whatever, I got a pop-up that said, hey, your time is up. If you want to keep recording or whatever, you have to pay us money. And I could not actually keep recording on that one. I have to go and sign up and enter my stuff, enter in my bank account info or whatever, and then I could record again or whatever. So the whole screencast thing was a little bit of a failure there. Also, so during the group session, I tried to like kind of start vlogging with just the phone and kind of document what was going on in the call and everything. However, while I was doing that, someone in the call like asked me a question or whatnot and wanted my opinion or wanted to hear something from me. So I had to jump back into the call, and I wasn't paying total attention. I kind of had the volume turned down a little bit to vlog. It's only like 2 minutes I was shooting or whatever. And I confessed that I wasn't paying 100% attention because I was vlogging, and they were like, are you screencasting? And I was like, oh no. So I spilled the beans, and they acted like they did not want me to be screencast, which is understandable. I wasn't going to tell anybody I was doing it. Figured it was not a big deal because this is not like on national television or anything. I have like 1 subscriber, and I think that's me. I might have 0 subscribers for this channel. So anyway, out of respect for them, since I spilled the beans and they acted like they didn't want me screencasting the conference call or the group session, I'm not going to put that in here, even though I think it would have been like really interesting. I wanted to do it. But yeah, that was kind of a failure. Sorry, so then I attempted to do an episode just like this. Like I set up my phone on the tripod and I was talking, and apparently either I did not hit the record button or I tapped the screen or something, and I think I lost that whole episode. So I don't know. I can't remember what I said and what I haven't said in this stupid episode. This is like the 3rd time I'm trying to shoot this. But alright, so I'm sure this is very awkward for you as the viewer if you happen to view this. But for me, I just feel like I'm saying the same stuff that I already said. But here's the recap. So last week was the first group session, and there was this guy, and he was super negative, which I did not like because as an entrepreneur, not a successful entrepreneur, but I'm still an entrepreneur. I'm extremely optimistic, and I think other people that are in startups probably share that same gene. This person, however, really negative, and he's always kind of dumping on stuff. Hopefully he doesn't see this episode. He had some like feedback that was okay. But on that topic of feedback, okay, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. So of all the startups that I've seen so far in startup school at the group sessions, his project is actually the most broken. So this is just kind of a side note or whatnot. I don't think necessarily you should pay attention to people's feedback yeah, you have to take the feedback into context. So if you have somebody and you've seen their product and it doesn't really work, which I think I talked about in the last episode, I'm not trying to dump on his thing. I am just kind of trying to document this, but I don't know, maybe I am just trying to dump on his thing. I'm not quite sure. But so his thing is like broken. Like it looks cool. You type in. I'm not gonna get into what his thing is, but it doesn't work. I tried it last week and I gave it another chance this week. It doesn't work. He provided some pretty decent feedback. However, I think you should take into context when you receive feedback. So if it's coming from someone whose thing doesn't work, then I don't know. So anyway, that's going to be one of my complaints about Startup School, is I don't really care about getting feedback from somebody if their thing, you know, like that's not really all that helpful to get negative feedback from somebody and you know their thing isn't really that good. So I don't know, but okay. I'm very, very scatterbrained. I have a lot of stuff I want to say. So also rewind back to last week in the group session. So we had the one character I was talking about that I did not really like being grouped with. I was grouped with him again this week, which I did not particularly like. However, last week, on a positive note, I was grouped with this woman from lubdub.io, and she actually downloaded my app and linked her bank account, which was like huge for me because prior to that, I only had 2 users who were friends of mine that had done that and linked their bank account. So that was like a big deal. So last week, week 1, I talked about it. That was huge. I got a user, like a valuable user. She linked her bank account. She put in her phone number. As far as I know, she's receiving the daily SMS text alerts about spending. The last that I checked, she did not disable that feature. I'm assuming she entered her real phone number. Maybe she didn't. But I think there's a reasonable chance that I actually acquired a real user who's getting, you know, little daily text message reminders about her spending. So that was super cool about last week. So yeah, so we had one negative person that didn't really provide a lot of value, but I had the other person that provided a lot of value, you know, to me because she was willing to try my thing, which was super awesome, even though she maybe held back on negative feedback. I'm sure she could have had negative feedback. Maybe she doesn't even like my app, I don't know. But that was cool that I got somebody to try it. Okay, so fast forward to this week, that same kind of negative person was in the group session, which I didn't like, but I also got another really, really positive interaction with the people, these 2 guys. One of their names is Roman. I'm not sure what the other co-founder's name is, but they are with Lẽmn. The company's called Lẽmn. It's Lemmn, and it has like one of those little funky characters. I don't know, for the E, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But their app is called Pocket, and it's similar to my app. It's a budgeting app, so I guess that's why I was very interested in it. So I had a really positive interaction with them, and I actually sent them an email saying I would like to join forces with their startup Lẽmn and their product Pocket. So a little bit about their budgeting app for iOS called Pocket. What I thought was cool or interesting was that the things that they are good at, like their app is really pretty on iOS, and they have way more users than I do. So they had like some strengths that my app's lacking, but my app has some strengths that they're lacking. Their app, you cannot link your bank account, which is kind of a flaw, because for it to work, you have to go in and enter all of your financial stuff in, which, you know, I think people used to do that. One of the original kind of uses for the home personal computer was like budgeting apps and whatnot. Oh, I know there was like, what was the VisiCalc or whatever? I have an old TRS-80 color computer, and one of the things you could do with that is like a budgeting kind of app or whatnot. So, you know, I'm sure there are, and spreadsheets I think are still popular. So, you know, I think there is a use case for a budgeting app where you enter in manually your stuff. But I think what's probably ultimately going to win in the market is you know, a budgeting app that's automated where it links to your bank account, like kind of like mine. But mine is ugly, and I don't have any users. Theirs is beautiful. They have users, but it's not automated. So I think we would make kind of a good match. So I reached out to them, and they're actually incorporated. So I sent them an email here. I'm going to read what I wrote here. And I don't know if they're interested in bringing me on or anything. But I reached out to them anyway. I said, Okay, for the title, for the email, like tagline or whatever I put, job applicant /LЄmn. I said, Roman, this is Chris Peterson from Money Phone and Startup School. If you need any help with your back end and integrating Plaid, I would like to join your startup as hire number 1. Best regards, Chris Peterson, chris@topherpeterson.com, 469-261-0727. So yeah, that's kind of my long-winded thing. I don't know if anybody else is ever going to watch this. Since this is like take number 3, maybe this doesn't flow very well. I don't remember what I said, what I didn't say. But anyway, here's my big recap from Startup School. Oh, this is one thing that I left out. If you're 10 minutes in, you probably already know what Startup School is. But anyway, what Startup School is it's like an online startup school where Y Combinator, the startup accelerator, teaches you how to start a startup. They do, once a week, they put out like 3 kind of college-style lectures that you can watch online on YouTube, and then you have the group office hours, the group sessions, which are kind of like lab time in college. And it's like a 10-week kind of program. It's super cool. I'm documenting it here on my vlog. And then I guess I'm not really commenting on the lectures or whatever. I'm just kind of commenting on the group sessions because those are interesting. But I guess the big recap is so far, every week there's been like kind of a negative person where I'm like, I don't really want to interact with this person. I would say that's kind of the people that you run into on things like Reddit and Twitter. You know, you run into like you're like, I don't want to interact with this negative person. But I've had really, really positive interactions each week. Last week with the woman from LubDub, I believe her name was Mandy Bateman with LubDub. It's like a fitness. Check the other episode for the pitch on that. It's a fitness marketplace where you can go and find fitness instructors, and fitness instructors can go and find clients. So it's pretty cool. Check it out. I think it's mainly big in the Bay Area right now. And then this week, my positive interaction was with the guys at LЄmn, Roman, and his co-founder at LЄmn, and their app is called Pocket, and it's available for iOS. And my app, Money Phone, available on iOS and Android. However, it's very, very ugly right now. And that's my personal goal for Startup School for this 10-week program, is to ship the pretty version of my app. Right now, it's very ugly, and I would like to, I'm in the process of redesigning it to where I take the really important information, I stick it right up in the user's face. Right now, kind of I poorly designed the app, so the important stuff is kind of buried and whatnot. But that's what I'm working on. I'm working on, just making my app, putting out the, my first big redesign. That's my 10-week goal. Maybe I will hear back from these guys with LЄmn. Maybe I can work with them. I think that would be really cool because they actually have users. They have ideas for features and whatnot, so I think that would be neat. So far, I'm going to vote 2 thumbs up for Startup School. Even though I've had some kind of negative interactions, I would say the positive interactions have outweighed the negative. So that's it for this episode of Misadventures in Startups. Hit the subscribe button because I don't have any subscribers. Hit the like button because I don't have any likes. And I'll see you guys next week.